All right, you know that incredible high-end lighting look you see in magazines, the one that looks like it costs a fortune? Well, what if I told you that you could get that look without that crazy price tag? You're totally in the right place. Look, lighting tech has come a long way, especially now. But the secrets to smart budgeting, those haven't changed a bit. So let's dive right in, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make your home look amazing and do it affordably.
Yeah, we've all seen a room like the one on the left, haven't we? It just feels, I don't know, kind of drab and just off. But that transformation on the right, that bright, beautiful space, it is way more achievable than you think. Seriously, in this little explainer, I'm going to let you in on the budget-wise secrets that pro designers and developers live by. These are the tips that honestly most people just completely miss out on. So where do we even start with all this? Okay, the single most important, absolutely crucial first step to saving money is right here. This is it. Before you even think about opening a shopping app or walking into a store, you've got to start with the why.
And that why? Well, it all boils down to this one really simple question. What is the main purpose of the space you're trying to light? Seriously, think about it. Is this room for cozying up and relaxing? Is it a busy area where you're doing a lot of work, like a kitchen? Or is it all about entertaining guests? Just that one answer, that's your North Star. It's going to guide every single decision you make from here on out, and trust me, it'll stop you from buying all the wrong stuff.
And here's where it gets really practical. You can see how that purpose we just talked about translates directly into a technical choice. It's pretty cool, actually. For a living room where you want to relax, you need that warm, inviting glow, right? That's going to be somewhere in the 2700 to 3000 Kelvin range. But then you flip over to the kitchen where you're chopping veggies and you really need to see what you're doing. You want that bright, cool white light. Nailing this choice right from the get-go, that's your first big one for your wallet. Okay, so you've figured out your why. Awesome. Now it's time to arm yourself with a little bit of insider knowledge. We're going to learn the lingo, kind of like the secret language of lighting. And I promise, just mastering these three simple terms is going to make you a way smarter shopper.
First up, we've got lumens. Now, you might be used to thinking in watts, but that's kind of old school thinking about energy use. Lumens are all about one thing, and one thing only: brightness. That number literally just tells you how much light you're going to get from a bulb. Simple as that. So remember, you're shopping for brightness, not just how much power it uses.
All right, next up is CRI. That stands for Color Rendering Index. You know how sometimes you buy a shirt and it looks like one color in the store, but then you get it home and it's totally different? Yeah, that's probably because of bad CRI. This number, it's just a scale from 0 to 100, and it tells you how true-to-life colors will look under that specific light.
And our third and final term is CCT, which we kind of touched on a minute ago. CCT is all about the mood of the light. It's measured in Kelvin, and you can just think of it as a scale of warmth or coolness. On the low end, you've got that warm, cozy, almost candle-like yellow glow, and on the high end, you get a cool, crisp, bluish-white light. This right here, this is the secret sauce that makes a room feel like a relaxing den versus a super focused workspace. Okay, let's do a super quick recap of what we just learned. For lumens, it's about getting the right amount of brightness, not just buying the biggest number you can find. For CRI, you want to aim for 80 plus. That's going to make sure the colors in your home actually look like they're supposed to. And for CCT, just match the mood of the light to what you do in the room. Simple. If you can just remember these three things, you are already way ahead of the curve.
All right, so we've got the why down, and we've learned the lingo. Now it's time to get practical and talk about the actual fixtures themselves. You know, how to pick the right hardware for your room.
Probably the biggest mistake I see people make is all about scale. A tiny little light in a huge room with high ceilings, it just looks kind of sad and lost. And a giant chandelier in a tiny room, whoa, it's just way too much. So the absolute key takeaway here is measure first. Please measure first. Know your ceiling height, know the size of your room, before you even start browsing.
Okay, this one is pretty much a no-brainer at this point. The days of those old, hot, energy-guzzling incandescent bulbs are just over. I mean, just look at this chart. The long-term savings you get from LEDs are absolutely massive. They use a tiny fraction of the energy, and that means lower electricity bills month after month, year after year. Seriously, think of it as an investment that literally pays you back. Now, what about smart lighting? I know it's super trendy, it's cool, but do you actually need it? I mean, yeah, voice control and color changing scenes are fun, but they definitely cost more. So you got to be really honest with yourself here. Are you actually going to use those features day to day? If the answer is probably no, then don't waste your money paying for the fancy tech. Only spend the extra cash if it truly, genuinely fits your lifestyle. Okay, so now you know what to look for in a light. But where do you find the good deals? Let's talk about how to shop like a pro. I'm going to share a couple of insider secrets that'll help you get the absolute best bang for your buck. This is so important, you guys. Please do not get fooled by a fancy brand name or a big, scary price tag. It doesn't always mean better quality. Some of the best performing lights I've seen come from these smaller, budget-friendly brands that you might not even recognize. So always compare the specs, check the lumens, the CRI, the CCT, and read the reviews from other buyers. I'll say it again. Price does not equal performance. Okay, here's a pro tip that almost everyone overlooks. Check the warranty. Think about it. A company that's truly confident in how well their product is made is going to back it up with a solid warranty. A longer warranty is basically a secret signal that it's a better quality product. It's like your own personal insurance policy against having to buy a replacement in a year or two. All right, we are at the final crucial step. You've done all the research, you know the lingo, you know how to shop smart. Now, it's time to put it all together and create a master plan. And you do this before you spend a single rupee. And look, this doesn't have to be some big, complicated architectural drawing. It's a really simple 4-step process. First, just define the different zones and what you do in them. Second, make a quick list of the types of lights you'll need and how many of each. Third, seriously, just grab a napkin or a piece of paper and sketch out roughly where they're going to go. And last, set your brightness goals using lumens. That's it. This super simple plan takes all the guesswork out of it and stops you from making those really expensive mistakes. So there you have it. With everything we've talked about, from figuring out your why all the way to sketching out a master plan, you are totally equipped to completely transform any room in your house and do it on a budget. So that just brings me to my final question for you. Now that you know all this, what's the first room you're going to relight?